And I don't know why, but I was glad. But that night then, when we'd all gotten together, and these trees were huge. You could get 3 men together and lock hands. You couldn't get around the size of these trees. And they had us laying all around the outside of this tree where the medics could get to us. Well, that night we were low on ammunition, we were low on food, we were out of water, and they called in, we're going to call in support and let everybody know where we were at, what had happened. And we called in an airstrike, told them we needed to keep these guys off of us. We knew where they were dug in at, we had pulled back and wanted them to hit that area. Well, a plane, and I didn't find out about this till actually 25 years later, when I got the book on this battle. And there was a Marine pilot that had been flying close, and he heard our distress signal, said we needed help. And he had 2 bombs left on his load that he didn't use. And he said he would drop them wherever we said. And I don't know if we gave him the wrong coordinates or he misread them or misinterpreted, but for some reason, those first, right where we were laying, around that tree, the first 2 bombs hit that tree, wiped us out, just killed every one of our officers, killed all of our medics, destroyed all our radios, and all the wounded that were laying there. The guy on my right took off both his arms. The guy on my left severed him in 2 at the waist. I laid shoulder to shoulder between them, and it never touched me. And when that bomb dropped, Father Waters was killed. And when I found that out, I became angry with God. And I told him so. I cursed him, and I told him, if this is the kind of God you are, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Don't send anybody to me. Don't talk to me. Don't do anything. Just leave me alone. I never want to see you, never want to hear you, never want anything else again from you. I made up words to call him. Finally exhausted myself, I just give up. I just sat down and I decided, forget it, I'm done. And I sit down. And this voice says to me, Ed, and I knew who it was because I'd heard him the night before. And it just made me, so mad. But all I said was, what? He said, I'm going to tell you why I took Father Waters. I said, okay, you make some sense to me. How you could take a man who's done nothing but good in his life, was just serving men here, serving you, and you could take his life, and you leave me, who's done nothing right in his life. Make some sense of that to me. He told me, Father Waters had done on this earth what I sent him to do. And said, when you've done what I sent you to do, I'll take you too. Evidently I haven't done it yet because I'm still here. But I've looked, and for years, I'll tell you what, for years, I'd wake up in the morning and think, I wonder if this is the day. I wonder if this is the day that I'm supposed to affect someone, touch someone, make a difference. And nothing happened. And this went on for 15 years. Finally, one day in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear someone say, Ed, it was a different voice though. And I sit up in bed, and I'm looking around, and I said, what? I said, Ed, until you've done what God has sent you to do, there's a lot of other things that need to be done. And I was like, oh God. And it just changed my life. I just absolutely, I got into, started going back to church, taught Sunday school for 15 years, and thought, well, maybe through one of my kids in Sunday school class, or started coaching Little League, and everything I could think of to get involved with kids, thinking maybe through one of these kids. Then I actually started having my own kids. I thought, well, maybe through one of my kids. Well, evidently not, because they're still here too, and I am. But I firmly believe that God has put every one of us here on this earth for a purpose. We all have a purpose in our life, but it's our job to find out what it is. And if he was just to tell us the one thing you're supposed to do, that's all we would do. that's how I was for so long. I never, and to this day, I don't know what it is. I don't, but it did. It changed my life, what I believe and who I am and what I do. It's just completely changed everything about me. And I know one of these days I'll figure it out, but so far not yet.